Alright, so let me review some of these games. So, this one is from Sage. This is Sciobon Action Nostalg. Okay? So, this plays similar to Mario. It even looks like Mario. It has, like, the same textures like the bricks and the green tunnels and the green bushes in the background and things like that. But it felt very trolly. So, your mobility feels like it's a bit limited to start with, alright? And, like so you go to jump over one of the green tunnels and something just pops out and just hits you and kills you instantly, right? There isn't any mushrooms or anything to make you bigger so you can take a hit or anything like that. And one thing that really convinced me that this was really a troll game was there was actually one of the tunnels that I actually went down into, and then I thought, hey, I'm gonna go to like a secret underground, passage or something like in one of the original Mario games. But instead, the tunnel just fired up into the air and killed me. So honestly, I couldn't even remember if I made it to the end of the stage or not. I just was like, all right, this is probably one of those troll games. Every stage has it where somebody just puts up some game just to troll you, or something like that. So we're just gonna be moving on to the next one. I don't think this game is very good. Alright, so the next one up is the Tales Adventure fan game. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this game, alright? So, when I first started out, I thought it was going to be horrible because there was no 360 movement behavior. So, I press back or down or whatever you want to call it so that, I could get Tails to face, the camera so I could get a good look at him. But instead, he was just in this strafe position where his back was always facing towards the camera. And then also, like, the animations just looked a bit weird as well. Like his legs were too close together and his sneakers started clipping through one another. So it just looked really bad. The animations were just, kind of like just basic. He didn't even really have a run animation when you pick up speed. So the animations, I'll say right off the bat, which is bad. However, the game itself just felt kind of good. Obviously, it was a fan game. You can tell by, the way some of the enemies was placed and the level design and things like that. But I thought, some of the stage themes were cool. I like the settings that took place. I like the music that was playing. One thing that I would say that needs to be changed is the amount of enemies that were placed and how the enemies were placed. I know there was a room specifically that I went into and it said that in order to proceed I needed to kill all the enemies that was in the room, and it was just so many of them, so it actually became kind of annoying, especially with the motor bugs, because some of them were really small, so you couldn't even do like one of those combos where you bounce on one enemy and then go to bounce on another one and keep doing it. They were just too small, and Tails' jump was so floaty, so sometimes I would go to jump on them, and by the time I could land on them, the motorbug would just move out the way, or I would just land in front of them and they'd drive into me, and I'd take damage. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of ridiculous. It shouldn't be this difficult to take out a motorbug. So anyway, moving along, I thought that I was gonna cut the game off, after maybe a few minutes into the first stage or anything. But I actually just kept playing it. I didn't play through the whole demo, but I made it to the third zone, I believe it was. And the theme in that one just really stood out to me. It took place at night, and it was like dark mountains, and then it had some palm trees placed, and then it looked like it had some kind of amusement park in the background, I believe, and it just looked really cool. I really like the theme of this stage. Sometimes, I see these fan game stages from other people, and it inspires me to try and go to, make stages for Sonic World or something like that, because I used to do things like that. But anyway, I think it's cool. Sometimes I think it's not all about gameplay, but it's all about, just the game overall. And sometimes, you may have a game that's not, with the best animations, but the gameplay could be okay. The stage, layout or the settings, the theme could be, kind of nice. Or maybe there's some gimmicks that, are added to the game that's really unique and cool. For example, there was a time when I went up to this egg pawn and he needed help with something, and basically I helped him with it and he gave me a reward. So there's some items that you could pick up throughout the stage, and you might see NPCs that they either lost something, or Big the Cat lost his friend Froggy, and you could basically go pick up those items and return it to them for a bonus, points and some kind of special item. So I'm gonna say I thought it was pretty cool. I thought, One thing that the game could use is, a tailspin move like a ground attack. Just make it a bit easier to take out those enemies because it just took way too long. Now that I think about it, I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that there was too many enemies. I just think that your combat was like very limited in the sense that, at least to my knowledge, the only thing you could do to attack enemies was jump on them. There wasn't any ring bombs you could throw at them or any tailspin attack. But I'm gonna say it's a great game. It was made on the Unity engine. I'm definitely gonna say that you should try this one out because I really like it. So this next one right here, and I saved this for last just in case I go and ramble on a little bit too much. This one is called Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit. Now I've heard of Sonic Triple Trouble. This is one of the old school games that was made for the Sega Game Gear. These Sonic Game Gear games I tried like for a little bit, and I felt like they were very difficult. I don't want to say they were dated. They were just very different from like the Sonic games that we have now, or even the ones that are on the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis. Now, if this was another company like Nintendo, oh my goodness, this person would have probably faced like some DMCA guaranteed because this is just a really good idea. As I'm playing this game, I'm thinking this is something that actually needs to be done by Sega themselves. Just having this reimagining of this Sonic game that I didn't, enjoy much or didn't care too much about, now that it's made in 16-bit and it's, it has these cool additions added to it. It just made the game so fun, and I just wanted more and more and more. This game is just amazing. Shout outs to the person who made this, Noah Copeland. Uh, my goodness, this game is just absolutely amazing. It felt like a real, game that was made by Sega. The way it controlled the inputs were extremely responsive. It had controller support, even with the DualShock 4, because a lot of these fan games they will have controller support, but it will be exclusively for the Xbox 360. This one actually worked for my DualShock 4 controller, which was just so good. It was so refreshing. Just everything just worked with this game. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I played a lot of games at this year's age, and from as far as I can remember, this has to be the best one that I've played so far. This game is just absolutely amazing. I give it like 11 out of 10, and I just absolutely want more. And I wish that like somebody would just actually remake these Sonic Game Gear games, into like 16-bit and just make them really enjoyable and refreshing to play. So people like me could just actually enjoy these things. So I'm gonna say absolutely, absolutely check this one out if you enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog, or anything like that. If you like the old school games, if you like Sonic Triple Trouble, or if you didn't like Sonic Triple Trouble, you should still try this one because this is just a whole reimagining on the dang thing, and you'll probably end up liking it just like I did. All right, so the links for all these games will be down in the description, and I will see you all next time. Take care and have a good day.